Hello. This week we're going to be talking about reading and writing multimodal texts. There are specific strategies and skills that you'll need to teach your students in order for them to effectively use digital reading and writing tools online. If you'd like to follow along, the bit.ly address at the bottom here is something that you can plug in and follow along if you'd like. You can always pause this video and then start it again when you're ready. The reason we look at this is because standards today require students to be able to use both print and digital sources in a variety of ways. They're expected to be able to make visual displays of data to express information and enhance understanding. They're supposed to be able to use technology to produce and publish writing and interact and collaborate with others. They should be able to include multimedia components and visual displays in their presentations. They should be able to recall information from print and digital sources and take notes and provide a list of sources. So many different ideas that they're going to need. The ISTE standards today talk about how students need to be able to live in a digital world. And it amplifies learning. So it's not just about using tools any longer. We want to help them be a better digital citizen and a knowledge constructor, an innovative designer, a computational thinker, a creative communicator, a global collaborator, and an empowered learner. And being able to work with the online tools will help them with this. So what are multimodal texts? If you can go to this Padlet and just click on the plus sign and add an idea. What might be a feature, a use, an advantage of using multimodal texts? And by the way, when you click on that, it actually helps you become a creator of a multimodal piece because you're going to add text or video or audio, so just a number of things. You can see some ideas people have added. So you simply click on the plus. You can write in why we would use multimodal texts to help the reader visualize. And then I could upload a picture or do any number of items here. So I can draw a picture. So this might be, maybe I'll grab the red and I'll just make a big eye because that says it will help me visualize what I'm learning. So that's a Padlet board, and it's a nice way for you to be able to share what you are wanting your students to be able to do. So why digital multimodal texts? Again, we talked about it's motivating. It really shifts that ownership. Instead of the teacher holds the book and reads it to the student is the one who's deciding how much of the content and what supports they'll use. It has more support for vocabulary. You're seeing this in the Wonder series. You might have video or audio. It would say the word for the child, artwork and photos that can bring the words and concepts to life. Even video. Developmental supports for struggling readers and writers. It can read to them. It can personalize by allowing them to add their own artwork or photos. It can level to their reading levels so they don't have to struggle any longer. It can also highlight words as it's going through. And it also teaches students to be critical consumers of multimodal texts so that they know that news sites do have video and audio. The skills that they're going to need when they're reading in a multimodal text. First of all, they need to know how to transition from page to page. It might be a simple swipe. It might be an arrow leading to the next page, or how do I go back if I want to? How the graphics work. If you touch on a graphic, is there a link and it will go somewhere, or is it a still image? What are the interactive features? How about a read to me option? Or sharing. What does the little arrow allow me to do with the writing I've just created? Where can I post it? How to embed a web link within a text if they want to take you to something that they found that really helps explain what they're trying to talk about. It points them to self-regulation. So they have to decide if a link is essential for what they're researching or not. So if they're learning about one animal, but they get into an article with a lot of links, should they really be clicking on each one, or are they going to lead themselves in another direction? Also, annotating options, defining a word, activities that follow the story, games and activities. So great ideas. I want to show you a few. Epic is one. If you haven't gone into the Epic books and set up a teacher account yet, I highly suggest that you do that. It allows you to go in for free and access over 15,000 digital books. And you can set up a class for your students and even select books that you think that they would like. So just really quickly, I'd like to show you if you can type in a keyword to search. You can go to your library. There's a volcano happening currently, so I would like to look that up. I'm just going to look at a Read to Me book because I would like to demonstrate that for you. So I'm going to select this particular book in Epic. And just to show you some of the options that you have, when it reads to me, it can underline that word or magnify.
What is a volcano? It is basically an opening in the ground from which gas, ash, and liquid rock called magma escape from deep within the earth. Often the material.
So it's going to show me I can underline the words, I can magnify them, or I can turn that feature off. When it's time, I just click to the right to turn the page. And if I click on the whole book, it will enlarge as well. So beautiful books, well read. That's Epic. There's also Smithsonian Tween Tribune and Newsela are online reading locations. They're current events. And so when I go in here, I can search by grade level. I can have it read in Spanish if I would like, or have it, so I can work with it that way. I can go by topic. And these are the Lexile levels. Know that the 500 level is about third grade, second to third grade. And then it goes to 600 is end of third grade, 700. So you can pick the correct level for your students. So let's just take a look at one article, and I'll show you what happens when I change the Lexile level. So right here, it's in the 800. Here it'll go to 590. It will significantly reduce the number of words, and it will also make the words smaller so that they're able to be read. Then at the end, many of them will have activities or questions for students. So Smithsonian and Newsela work like that. And then one National Geographic website, if you haven't been here yet, it has great information. A lot of times students are doing writing or research on animals. And so right here, they can go in and search by a particular animal, or if I just want to click on animals, it will bring up a variety of different information on animals. When I select one that I'm most interested in, let's say orcas, they're trending currently, it will give me a lot of information that I can go ahead and read through. You want to show them when there's images that it might look like one image, but if you scroll over that, there's actually 5 different images that they can click through and see a variety of pictures on the orca. It also then gives an overview of that animal, and this is an example of those related searches that when they click on each one of those, they'll go off into different areas of this website. So they want to always think, if I'm reading about orcas, do I really want to click on walruses and penguins? So you can help them evaluate the site. It also has a map of where you can find those animals. It gives its weight, speed, length. So some very interesting information. That's a good place to start with animal research. Skills needed to compose using multimodal text. So always, again, you want to have students pre-write text and